Welcome back to Ag Ventures with the Moss Boys. Last week we headed to Iowa State University to try something new, meat judging. We've been livestock judging for a couple years now, and we thought we'd try our hand at this. Our friends Kale and Maxton joined us so we could have a team. We watched a couple videos and studied some flashcards, but the real practice we had was this clinic right before the contest. It was very informative, and we learned a lot. This portion taught us all about meat ID. And that long list that you just saw is what we used to identify the cuts. We had to decide what species it came from, beef, pork, or lamb. Then we figure out what primal it came from, which means what part of the carcass. Then you have to determine the actual cut. And finally, which cooking method is the best to prepare it. There are a lot of cuts for each species, so it's very hard to evaluate. But it was really nice to get the hands-on practice, and the staff at the Iowa State Meat Lab were the best. After we were done IDing the meat, they went over all the answers. We were pretty good at figuring out the species because of the color and the size, but the rest is a little bit more challenging. After the clinic, we had walking tacos for lunch. This was the state 4-H meat judging contest, and we were in the junior division. And now it's time to get our frocks on and judge some meat. I told you the ID part, but there's also other portions of the contest. We had to evaluate and answer questions on a class of fresh hams, pork carcasses, and beef carcasses. This wasn't really part of the clinic, but we did our best. The next part was the meat ID, and that we were ready for. There were 30 cuts to identify. After the meat ID, we moved on to the retail judging classes. We had a class of T-bone steak, center ham slices, and loin chop that we had to judge and answer questions for. Now it's time for rewards. We weren't expecting much, but we were pleasantly surprised. For questions, Kale was 5th place overall, and I ended up at 1st. I was very surprised but excited to win a plaque. Then our team won 1st place overall for questions. We were all pretty excited about this win. We ended up 3rd place team in meat ID. McCoy was 6th overall and I was 7th overall. In placings, I was 5th overall and Maxon was 8th overall. And finally, for the whole contest, I was 5th overall. And just like that, we're hooked on meat judging. Just like livestock judging, it teaches us decision making, critical thinking, communication, and knowledge about the meat industry. Have you ever judged? We'd love to know, so leave a comment down below. Thanks so much for following us along. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. And we'll see you in the next Ag Ventures with the Moss Boys.